Welcome back. This time we're going to focus on the saddle on this early Pedersen bicycle. It's the bit I think most people look at and are a little bit often amused by without fully understanding the reason why it is what it is. So there are some people who believe the reason for the whole bike's existence was because of the saddle. Pedersen always felt that the saddles were never supporting you, didn't breathe properly, weren't very ergonomic, and he felt that he could do a better job with something like this. So if you kind of think, well, if that is what he thought, then he had to find some way of mounting it, which obviously meant you had to have 2 points here. And as soon as you've got 2 points here, you're already into the beginning of a Pedersen bicycle. So again, if you think about, we've spoken about this idea of compression and tension and stuff. As the weight is borne down onto here, it's putting these bars here under compression, but these bars here under tension. So you're pushing these into the bottom bracket and you're pulling these up. And when it's all deconstructed, these bars are really quite flexible. So that was the sort of the theory. His theory was he had to create this saddle. I'm not sure whether that was the case or not. Either way, it's a construction. Apparently there's about 40 meters of silk cord or whipped cord. A few people have written that it was never whipped cord at all, it was something else. I don't know. I do know his adverts in period said it was made out of whipped cord. So you draw your own conclusion. To assist with the construction, not with the construction, with the adjustment, you had a belt that could put more tension into it, and you had 2 front mounting points, so that these points here let you either pull the nose of the saddle up or down. But again, you know, beautifully made stuff, exactly as you would expect Pedersen to make. At the back end on the underside here was an adjuster in the frame, and there's some notches. I don't know if you can see them there, Anna. And these little notches here let you take this apart and drop the seat post in effect further down, and it slid inside the frame. And as you did that, these rear tension bars then went up and down accordingly in these little slots here, so you could maintain the tension. So it was quite a little sort of funky way, but ultimately it never gave you the adjustment of a larger bicycle. Now you know you've heard people talk about bicycles with a 23-inch frame or 23.5, and that's the measurement from here to here. These all came in sizes. I think this is a size 3, so you bought ultimately the bicycle that fitted your size, and then you had relatively small amounts of adjustment after that. But they did sort of size 7s, which is a great gangly thing. The smaller ones always look better. So yeah, a Pedersen saddle. They're a weird thing to ride because you get this rocking and you get a bit of sideways movement. And I think by today's standard, they would say there's too much lost motion. But back then they were used and they were very successful in racing. You know, these bicycles held a lot of records. And they all carried these saddles. So there we go, that is the Pedersen saddle. It's unique, it's special, and it's a beautiful thing.